to be completed within the year 2020.
President Salva Kiir, who was accorded a full state reception, completed with a 21-gun salute at a reception call for changes in political dynamics, saying the move will go a long way in resolving common conflicts between two nations.
President Uhuru Kenyatta and I have had very fruitful discussions on a broad range of issues spanning from political, economic, and security matters of mutual interest. It is also gratifying to note that we have now agreed on a framework for the engagement on border issues, and technical teams from both countries will soon meet to start the process of resolving border-related issues. In a world of fast-changing political dynamics, we are of the view that it is critically important mechanisms for political emerging international. The Republic of Kenya remains a big the rest of the world.
Several similarities, as many people from South Sudan lived in Kenya before independence. Kenya is said to have contributed to South Sudan's independence. The Machakos Protocol signed in Kenya in 2002 saw a ceasefire signed between Sudan and the Southern Sudanese. It was the first of many agreements that led to the creation of Southern Sudan Autonomous Region, which later on led to the independence of South Sudan in 2011. For iAfrica News, I am Daifati Bangla.
South Sudan President Salva Kiir and Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta held talks, part of which includes strengthening economic ties. Beijing has accused Britain of meddling in its supporting the pre-democracy protest movement in Hong Kong, following a growing diplomatic spat between Ming, China's ambassador to London, told reporters yesterday that the UK was still acting as Hong Kong's colonial master. This comment angered Britain, who summoned the Chinese ambassador over what it said were unacceptable and inaccurate comments. We have more in this report by Aissatou Sedikan.
A diplomatic spat has broken between the UK and China over Hong Kong protests after the Chinese ambassador in London summoned Liu Hioming, Chinese ambassador to London, after he accused the UK of forgetting the territory is no longer a British colony and colonial mindset is still haunting the minds of some officials or politicians towards Hong Kong were unacceptable and inaccurate. Liu said he was disappointed by the UK's response and the country's relationship was based on mutual respect.
With regard to Hong Kong, I do hope that the government is the consequences and would refrain from furthering interference, from furthering damaging the relationship.
Responding to Liu, British Foreign Secretary and one of the Conservative leadership contenders, Jeremy Hunt, said good relations between countries were based on honoring the legal binding relationships between them, referring to a 1984 treaty between the two countries, which was linked while the territory was being handed over to Beijing rule.
We signed an agreement with China in 1984. It was actually Margaret Thatcher and Deng Xiaoping who signed the joint declaration, which guaranteed what's called the one country, two systems promise for 50 years for Hong Kong, and that has been the foundation of
the defense policy of autonomous region. Last several weeks after Chief Executive Carrie Lam proposed an amendment to the extradition law